Hey guys, this is William with another video for twitch.tv/play_agricola and Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel. I'm playing, let's see, this is BI, which is the Blayfield deck, CZ, which is, I don't know, EFRIK, which we're familiar with, Pi, and WA. So these are all published decks, but the ones that you guys aren't familiar with, they're like pretty minor. I think Pi was released at the same time as WM. So just gonna have to be extra careful reading the cards and stuff, because there's some, I'm not gonna be familiar with any of the new stuff. Haven't really played any of those decks. Just getting this laid out the way I like it. Alright, let's take a look at this first pile. Linen Weaver. It gives discounts on improvements. Okay. Looks like it goes with wealthiest European, probably, because you don't have it. Anyways, that's not super important. I don't need a first pick. Actually, with Tower Builder, I probably could first pick wealthiest European. I could take Tower Builder here and then plan on doing stone rooms. Let wealthiest European come around. On the other hand, I could just take the best card. The best card is Landscape Gardener by quite a margin. Here's another Stonehouse card. So we have a few Stonehouse cards out there. Sunrise Herder. Skip placing your first family member to receive an animal. That seems pretty strong. How does it compare to Art Director? Yeah, getting 2 food per round early on, it's like Master Cook. Yeah, so I probably can grab that. Even better because you can get 3 food from a boar. Master Builder. Plowmaker, Fiddler. We've got some interesting stuff here. Master Builder with the, oh, what am I thinking of? With the wealthiest European Tower Builder combo. I think what I'll do here is I'll take Fiddler. I like Fiddler quite a bit. Alright, so let's read some of the new cards. Small Scale Farmer, 1 wood per round as long as you have exactly 2 rooms. It doesn't go with Fiddler actually. St. Nick. Count how many family members and take that many food. All players with the fewest offspring immediately get a vegetable. Wow, that goes pretty well with my Landscape Gardener and Fiddler. Seed scatter doesn't seem that good. Small scale farmer I'm gonna skip out on. Although I might get, my Saint Nick might get screwed. But yeah. Could use it to give everyone a vegetable at the start of the game. So I ended up going 4 for 4. Oh, I have an action here. Oh, I forgot to validate my turn. Whoops. Alright, let's take a look at this stuff. So we've got Groom, and we've got the Master Shepherd, and we've got Tower Builder, all feeding a early Stonehouse game. Wealthiest European does that as well. I think though I have good enough stuff. I think Sunrise Herder plus Landscape Gardener, Fiddler, I think that stuff is all worth playing. So I think what I will do is take Tower Builder. And then this is Art Director. Almost definitely. If I'm gonna use Sunrise Herder, I want to have lots of actions that'll give me stuff. I guess Art Director doesn't really go with Fiddler. We'll see though. I guess I could consider Agrarian. Could consider Manual Laborer, because I could trigger Fiddler first and then trigger Manual Laborer. Art Director is pretty good though. Maybe I don't play Fiddler and I play Art Director. I don't know. Yeah, Manual Labor, it's going to be hard to justify playing, I think. Although it'll give me a wood every time Fiddler gives me a wood, which is usually like 4 or 5. I think Art Director's a lot better. And then this. All these are pretty garbage. With Sunrise Herder, I don't really need Animal Trainer. Unless I want to go for 2 cattle really early. I guess Master Shepherd's the best card here. A 3 sheep action. Okay. My turn jam. That looks like garbage because you can only get stuff that you'd have to pay. Pay a sheep and remove a stable to hold an unlimited number of cattle. Yeah, with Sunrise Herder actually, that could be quite good. Yeah. Because I can turn a stable into a cattle, but I don't have to. The rest of these are all pretty bad. I mean, grain cart is great, but I think just taking grain twice with Landscape Gardener should be enough. Yeah. Home Zoo. So 1 sheep, 1 boar, 1 cattle, and I can exchange them for 1 bonus point each. Okay, horse, nice combo with yeoman farmer. Bread paddle. This might actually be the type of game where I would want to play bread paddle. But I can always do millstone. I think I take home zoo here. See, receive them from accumulation spaces. I guess that makes this quite a bit worse. Gives me a couple bonus point actions. Golem. Oh, Golem looks pretty good. Saxophone. Lets you do all your actions at once, but it's passing, so I don't think I need to take it here. Watering can is always pretty good. 5 rings is good. I think I probably want to try Golem here, though. Golem plus Tower Builder. I should be able to make some really good stuff work, like double family growth. Gardener's Bothy. After you plow a field, you can immediately jump here to get a grain. Whenever you do plow sow, you can leave it to get a vegetable. That looks good, but probably a little too expensive. Schoolhouse, instead of playing a minor or major, I can play an occupation. Now that is looking pretty good. Strawberry Patch, Steam Engine. Can get baked bread actions, planter box, not going to do planter box. Okay, probably Strawberry Patch is the pick here, because I should have no problems fulfilling its prerequisite eventually. Okay, a Matern Jam, which I think is pretty terrible. Bathroom or cooking hearth. Let's try bathroom. Might let me eat some raw grain earlier and then get it back later for points. Usually you don't want to eat raw grain, but seems like it should be fine for eating vegetable. You can eat vegetables and then put them on the card and then, yeah. So, you guys are probably not familiar with these. Sunrise Herder, basically I can skip my first action to get an animal. If I get a cattle, I have to pay a food, but it means it's 3 food per round if I use it for boar. St. Nick, I play it and all players with the fewest offspring get a vegetable, and you can get some food at the same time. I can hold an unlimited number of cattle, so I'm going to use that with my Sunrise Herder. And then Home Zoo gets me bonus points when I take animals. Golem lets me do double actions in a row. Millstone with Landscape Gardener should be good. Brewery is usually too expensive to be worth it. Probably Bread Paddle, just because with this game setup, I'm gonna want to bake bread. I should have an excess of food, or excess of grain. And this one, watering can. The only downside is it has to go to different unused action spaces on a single game board that is not occupied by my first person. So I go start player, and then I do family growth, plow sow, reno. That seems pretty good. Get to do all my actions at the end of the game immediately. That seems pretty strong. So if you guys are ever confused at any time, which I have gone through the cards really quickly, just pause the video, go to Play-agricola.com, jump here, and then do a search. And you should be able to see the cards. Alright, so starting out, I'll play Fiddler. Or I go for the first fireplace. No, probably Sunrise Herder, actually. Start getting that sheep right away. Get that sheep for and then after that, get cattle. I'm gonna show you guys. I did end up winning that third game. It was a tie for the win, though. Tied at 44 with someone else. So Tower Builder is going to let me build 2 rooms at once, and then Golem will let me double grow. So my thinking is Payne's going to have really cheap stone improvements, so that's nice. So my next round, hopefully skip, get a sheep, then play an occupation, then take grain maybe. Take grain twice early on so that I can play landscape gardener in round 4 perhaps. But yeah, I ended up tying with, I think it was Obi-Wan, probably in this game. Oh, you can actually see. Tied in this game. We ended up tying at 44. This is my lowest scoring game, I think. I didn't manage to get a stone house, which I did in every other game, because my opponents were not properly allocating, not properly evaluating resources. So, alright, Payne with Peace Worker. Okay, so Payne is just going to build every single major probably, or try to. Oh, Ken's got Perpetual Student, so no Fiddler for me this round. I will still use my Sunrise Herder to get a sheep. Yeah, being able to get a cattle early on, this is pretty strong. So my next 2 actions probably start player, play alms, and then do play fireplace. Just get that fireplace out of the way. I guess I don't need to do it this early, because I'm going to take 2 cattle here. We'll see. probably it's worth playing so that I can do an upgrade at some point, and then the upgrade will allow me to play Golem. Oh, Ken plays Gardener's Bothy, so he's going to be going on Plow and getting a grain, so it's kind of like he has Field Watchman. Not exactly, but kind of. I think I play this guy, get a fireplace, and then get take a grain. And then here I have to decide if I want to skip, because if I do skip, then I can get my 2 cattle. But unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to hold the cattle and pay for alms or so that means it's probably worth skipping, get a sheep and eating it, and then play later, and then set up for my double breed cattle in the round 7 harvest. Alright. I would like to get Occupation Pack. I guess it seems pretty unlikely. Although it is the expensive space. If Chris has Wealthiest European, then it doesn't really matter. So just to remind you guys, Gardener's Bothy is a card that rewards you for moving off of the plow one field or plow sow space, and lets you and then you do other stuff instead. So here I play Fiddler. So Fiddler, you guys know. Or at least it's in France decks, so it should be better known. I guess I could save my landscape gardener until I play St. Nicholas and then get a grain and a vegetable at the same time, and then sow those. But I think I like playing the 2 grain here, because then with bread paddle and cooking hearth, my feeding is going to be should be quite easy. I could take a grain, or I could upgrade to a cooking hearth. I guess I should do that, because then I can skip and get better stuff. Or I play, what am I thinking? I play here. Oh, just a wood, not a wood and a food. Peace worker plus grain cart, and then he can build clay oven with his second move. Payne's leaving himself a little vulnerable in that there are only 3 spaces that allow him to feed, but I guess he's got 4 grain there, worst comes to worst. So if I skip here, then what? How do I feed? So if I skip and get a cattle, put it that way. That's what I should be focusing on. If I skip and get a cattle, how do I feed? I only really have good feeding if I get on one of these two spaces. So maybe I just skip and get a sheep, and then I'll leave the cattle. No, you know, it's probably fine. This is difficult actually. And I can't use Fiddler. This should be okay. That should be fine. Payne plays clay oven, of course. And bakes, no surprise. So then I think we'll see Chris do room, and then Ken will maybe do traveling players or fishing, or might start player, depending. No one's playing wealthiest European, everyone's given up on it. I wonder if we'll see Chris want to build well next round. Payne only needs one stone to catch it, so he might. Okay, so Ken does start player, so I'm going to leave Ken 6 wood so that I can get 4 wood. So I'll do fishing for 4 food, and then my second move, if I don't take any resources, I gain a wood and a food. So I think it's worth it to take 5. So Payne's confused about alms because he's not reading it. So I tell him how to read it, and then he says okay. Excellent. I could go on traveling players as well, or I could go on plow. Probably just traveling players. I think that's fine. I get a wood and a food, and I already removed the food from traveling players to feed. So this round, I'll take resources. I'll do 5 wood and 2 reed. And then next round, I'll get my second cattle. Oh, I get 6 wood. That works. Maybe next round I'll do like room, skip, get a cattle, build room, take grain, and then I could play landscape gardener. Or at this point, maybe it's worth holding on to Saint Nick. Holding on for Saint Nick. I have enough food for the second harvest, and then the cattle should give me enough for the third harvest. We shall see. I need to take clay at some point for Golem. I also need to upgrade my oven and upgrade to a cooking hearth. So let's see what Ken does here. Might play an occupation. Yeah. So I'll do, if I do 2 read, then I'm pretty much giving up on Tower Builder. I guess Payne could always go on Reedstone Food. He might not remember that I have it. Yeah, it might be too difficult to get 2 read if I don't take it here. Weekend workers, that lets him, when he renos, build rooms. That's pretty good. And Payne does go for the 2 read. Nice. Chris plays the well, not too surprising. So so there's going to be 2 6 clay actions. Those would be quite nice for my Golem. Because I want to start player into the family growth with Golem. But I'm pretty sure it's worth getting the second cattle here. And I think I just removed 2 food at once. So if 6 clay comes back around, I'll do 6 clay. Oh, Payne gets stone oven, okay. So Payne and I are both really set for our feeding. Chris got the first family growth and well, so that's good. And then Ken has an easy way of building a ton of rooms. So yeah, should be interesting. Chris takes the other 6 clay action. Alright. I could also do Saint Nick and then play Landscape Gardener. Ken plays no potato. Until the end of the game, vegetables give you 1 food less. When you play this card, you receive 1 bonus point. That seems very strong. That's a 5 bonus point card. And the only prereq is, yeah, that's very strong. Wow. Because that's not much of a concession at all. Do I give up on House Builder or Tower Builder? Because I could just grow here and play kind of normal from now on. Because I can build and grow ahead of Payne. Yeah, maybe I give up on Tower Builder. I can always use the Golem later too. Oh, he has Thatcher. So with Stonecutter, he can do stone rooms for only 3 stone each. So I give up on St. Nick, but that's not so bad because, I'm growing earlier, so I'll get more actions. Oof, Payne already showing he's going for 5 rooms. Very interesting. So what are my options here? Take grain or 3 sheep? Probably I'll just take the sheep. I don't want to give anyone else like a big food grab. Payne doesn't need it, but the other players would like it, so I think it's worth doing this. Get an extra wood and a food. Because my actions were build room, sheep, and skip ticket cattle, so basically 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll get up to 6 cattle if I don't eat any. I can afford to eat 1 once, and then other than that, I should let them accumulate. Yeah, so the question for Payne is he going to be able to have enough actions to pull off his game? Because he'll have a very high scoring house, but I don't think I passed him anything like, I didn't pass him anything like attic. So, unless he first picked mansion, which he may have. Hunger wall. I actually like that card quite a bit. Can be a nice amount of food. So my family growth is safe, so I can first action do something else. Like play an occupation. Oh, I see. Builder's trowel lets him reno. Okay, so that forces me to family growth here. And I'll play... Do I play bread paddle? I can't afford anything else at the moment. Yes, I'll play bread paddle, sure. I think I'll probably need it towards the end of the game. When you renovate, build 1 additional room of the new home type. So after you reno, you pay a reed and then 3 resources. And then he saves a wood on the wood carver. Free wood. I think he means free wood, like just 1 total. I assume he paid for that correctly, because he what? 3 clay to reno, and then another 2 clay. So he should have had 5. Which sounds right, yeah, because Chris had 5. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Have to trust that Ken did it right. So I probably plow a field here because I don't think I'm going to take grain. I think I'll hold off. My goal will be to get a grain and a vegetable in this next round and then play landscape gardener. So do this, get a wood. So I feed 5 and my cattle start breeding. Okay, so if I have 4 people in my first action in round 14 is Reno. I probably Reno saxophone. And then my other actions are take plow sow, take family growth, and then Reno fence or take cattle. Yeah, that sounds okay because I occupy 2 really valuable spaces. I can also keep using Sunrise Herder if I want for 2 food per round, but I think my food is pretty good. I think that getting resources is going to be more important. So, Pain is looking in position to grow twice, and can. So maybe I'll let them grow, and then yeah. Can family growth. So I probably want to get resources here, right? I probably want to take wood. Or I can do other stuff, like plowing and taking crops. And playing occupations. Are there still occupations I want to play? No. Well, is it worth it to play St. Nick still? Probably it's better to take stone while it's available. Actually, wood while it's available, so that I can fence. Yeah, so that I can hold. Because these guys aren't competing with me for animals. So let's get other breeding pairs going. Steam engine lets him get free baked bread actions. Which is good with his piece worker. Turns the grain space into what was it? 18 food? So that'll let him piecework every single time he does an action. So I think I want a fence, 7. And then what are my other actions? Do I want to do 3 stone? 3 stone is not really all that valuable to me. Renovating is really not that valuable to me when I'm on this few people. I will because I think I'll need the actions, but the other thing I can do is start player round 12 with Golem, and then double family growth round 13, and then double Reno round 14, Reno major saxophone, go to stone, and then family growth plow, sow, take cattle with my other 3 actions or something, or take boar, something like that. Yeah, that would be, that seems like it would work okay. And I'll take sheep instead of taking um, boar, because boar are on this other game board, so it might be a 2-point action to leave it available. Alright, that looks good. So I just gotta make sure, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that I need to get start player around 13. What are the odds that I can get both? Maybe not that good. Maybe Golem is too greedy. If I start player Golem around 11 and family growth comes around 12, that would be very powerful. Very powerful. But getting plow sow wouldn't be so bad. And then if I have to first action start player around 13, I lose out a bit on the Golem, but could be worse. So if pain grows 9, 10, the earliest time I can use St. Nick is round 11. It'll be worth 6 food, and then it'll give myself a vegetable, and it'll give Chris a vegetable. So I'll have to decide if I think Chris is my biggest opponent. If he is, it would be bad. If he isn't, it would probably be fine. I think I definitely want to take vegetable and play landscape gardener next round. Yeah, clay oven, stone oven, well, all being gone already makes taking stone a lot less desirable. But I don't really think I have anything that I need to do here. None of these guys can eat animals still. So I think I just do 3 stone, because 3 stone is harder to come by than 2 reed. And 2 reed is all that I'll need to double Reno. Yeah, I guess with Golem, start player around 12, then I get double family growth, and then I get double Reno, even if I don't play saxophone. Pain with brewery. Makes sense. Don't really know why he first action did it though. What's he gonna do with his second action? I wonder. So I think I want to get vegetable and play landscape gardener, and then take sheep. Yeah, how contested is one vegetable gonna be? shouldn't be all that contested, but sheep should be also not contested. So for some reason I have visions of pain going on the one vegetable space. Also, there's very little difference between me getting 2 boar and 3 sheep. Very little difference. Yeah. I guess I don't have to play saxophone is the other thing. Saxophone I think will be most useful if I get it with the first action because it'll let me use all those highly valuable spaces. And just to remind you guys what saxophone does, it lets, if you use your first action to play saxophone, then you can put all your family members at once on a different game board. So if I go on Reno with my first action, Reno Golem, all my other family members can go to Plow Sow, Family Growth, like all these very valuable spaces. I could also use it in round 12 or round 13. Yeah, I wonder if my point ceiling is just going to be too low to have a chance against Payne in particular, because he's got so many improvement points already. But I think his farm score is going to be pretty weak otherwise, so I should have a very nice farm. Like I'm going to have 2 breeding pairs of animals and 2 crops harvesting already. Now, downside is I'm not going to have wood for a while to fill this up. And I'll need to take the clay. So I want to get 5 clay. Hopefully in 2 rounds I can get 5 clay. And then round 12 I'll start player golem. Yeah, looks good. Or round 11 start player golem. Either of which. Although I need to get a cooking hearth first before I can do that. The minor cooking hearth would actually have been quite good. Actually, and I should have thought about that with golem. Minor cooking hearth would have been quite useful. Ken plays fieldsman. Fieldsman would have been pretty good for me actually. Get a second breeding pair. And then my last action will definitely be something that doesn't get me a building resource, because that'll let me trigger Fiddler. I could take 5 reed next round. 5 reed would replace me needing to get to a stone house, because I could just build basket maker's workshop. That would be fine. Ooh, Ken's got broom, nice. So he's hoping to get lucky. So I play that guy, so, and so I had to pay 2 food, and that's fine. So 4 food sheep, the sheep breeds back, I get another cattle. And I harvest 1 of each of these. Oh, I should have no food. There we go. There's my farm. That's pretty strong, because if you use your last action, you're not giving anything away for free. So Gardener's Bothy is like pretty similar to Field Watchman. Fairly strong. Of course, it comes a little later in that you have to take, it's harder to play in that you have to take resources. So that makes it worse because you can't do round 1 Field Watchman grain, which is a pretty strong sequence. Oh, Ken taking clay again. Okay, so I might get locked out of clay. So what do I need to get done? Plowing more fields? Taking wood? Probably taking wood. I'll second action take reed, otherwise I'll plow a field. Chris plays bureaucrat. Okay, that's pretty strong. So you can put a person on an action space that's already occupied. Very strong. Can you go on start player? Because usually with cards like that you can't go on start player. Oh, you can't go on family growth? Okay. You can use it to go on start player. Interesting. Cool. So Ken's gonna do his Reno shenanigans. So I'll get the Basket Maker's Workshop, sure. No reason not to. Six clay actually works with Home Zoo too. Although I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to play Home Zoo at this point. Pain family growth. Chris takes vegetable. So I can plow. Probably plow will be the best move. pretty cool. Yeah, Payne definitely looking like, yeah, I don't know. Does Frankie Powell occupy those spaces? I guess that would make me feel differently about it. Still count as unused. Play one building resource of your choice less. Oh, and it gets you stone. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, so it got him a bunch of free stone. That's cool. I did not consider that at all. Plow. Ken gets cooking hearth. So I probably shouldn't have passed him those boar, but I don't know. He has no wood. He's having a good game though with that very strong no potato. We'll see. If he gets locked out of wood, it should be fine. We'll see. I guess Gardner's Bothy is good for my saxophone too. If Ken jumps off of Plow So to get a vegetable, yeah, that could be good for me. So basically, the weekend worker lets him build rooms whenever he renovates. So that's pretty strong. It's mostly strong because of the discount that you get. Like it costs one reed and one reed, one clay, and two stone for a stone room, which is pretty cheap. And then if you have any other cards that discount, like Thatcher is awesome with it. It means he doesn't have to pay any reed. So I could sow here, although getting plow sow next round will be just as good. I think I probably need to take 4 clay, just because I want to give myself more options. Ken should do 3 wood, and then I'll do 4 clay. Yeah, I guess I need the clay. Is Payne gonna build 3 more rooms? Don't really see how. Maybe. So I have 4 wood. I need another 4 to do optimal fencing, but 2 wood would be fine as well. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard for me to trigger my fiddler anymore just because I need to do so many actions taking resources. Plow and Bothy, okay. I could reno here. If I reno, I'm giving up on Golem. At least I can't start player Golem anymore. But it would let me play the Cooking Hearth, which I need in order to play Golem at all. But I could give up on Golem and just do Reno Basket Maker's Workshop. Yeah, maybe I take 3 wood and then Reno Basket Maker's Workshop. Let's try this. And then round 13 will be start player Strawberry Patch, and then round 14 will be Saxophone. I'll give that a shot. Although I'll only be at 3 people, so Gollum will still be worth playing. This is a hard decision. Not sure what the right decision is. Yes, I agree, Chris. I'm trying not to use hyperbole. Trying to be measured because Ken says, "Why doesn't anyone like to play with these decks?" Oh, maybe it's because the cards in them are totally broken. Ken doing start player, I hope. No, family growth. So if I want start player, I need to get it myself. I think this is fine. And harvest. That and that. R, H, A. I guess just RA to feed. So my sheep still breed. And then he gets Shepherd Boy out last. That's pretty nice. It's worked out pretty nicely. Got a little lucky with his perpetual student getting Woodcarver out first. Just a little lucky. I guess I could use saxophone in round 13. Yeah. I just hate giving it to another player because I think it's going to be so strong. Now, this is a case where Contract Builder is legitimately going to be broken because Payne just does grain, so bake, grain, so bake, grain, or just not even so bake with Steam Engine. He can go on any space, make it a bake action. I can probably afford to pay the clay, but I'll wait. Don't need to give Chris half a point. So plow sow. I don't have this stuff for Gollum, but yeah, I think Ken might leave plow sow unoccupied. If he does, that would be really good for me because I'd be able to sow all my crops and then I would be set up to play start player strawberry patch. Yeah, actually, if Ken leaves plow unoccupied, I'll play saxophone and get. Oh, but I can't. Actually, yeah, this works. And then I'll take so I'll eat a sheep to pay for it. And I'll put a person on plow and a person on 2 stone. And then that should be fine. Not quite the way I'd intended to use it, but now I'm going to get family growth even without room. Only I could play Golem as well. But that's okay. I guess the other thing is I could have considered doing Fiddler here. I could have taken cattle maybe. Or sheep. Right now, St. Nicholas is worth 8 food to me. 7 food, because vegetable is only worth 2 food, not 3. And it would give me a bake action as well. But it would give Chris another vegetable. Actually, that's assuming that won't be the case very soon, because I'm gonna grow around 13. I wonder if Payne will set up start player first action, and then saxophone, use all these spaces. But family growth is not worth anything to him. However, using Reno and 2 cattle in plow sow probably will be worth it for him. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what he does. I'm surprised it went undrafted. I think saxophone seems really useful. Really useful. So I got it with my 7th pick. Yeah, so I probably misvalued some of these cards. I overvalued St. Nicholas, I think. And I overvalued Home Zoo. If you have actions, that's fine. Home Zoo will be fine. But I have it, and I should have known that from the beginning I was going to do a small farm because I was planning on growing late. Although I did think I was going to tower build grow. Oh well. Say hello if you're watching in Twitch chat. Always feel free to ask any questions or anything. Always appreciate hearing from you guys. Yeah, so my only question of Ken now is how do you fence? Other than that, he has quite a strong game. 2 points for rake. I guess he doesn't have any bonus points, but 5 room stone house is nice, and his crops will be quite nice. And he has 5 points from no potato. So all he's got to do now is take wood for the rest of the game, but there's not that much available. So I'll be interested to see. He won't be able to hold that many. Oh, lumber, that's actually huge. It's actually really good for Ken. Probably makes him the front runner in my mind. Payne would like that lumber. Yeah, golem. I went for fireplace instead of cooking hearth, and that made it so that I couldn't afford to play it, which is interesting. Family growth. Payne star player saxophone, I'm sure, for Plauso and 2 cattle. Plauso, then Reno, then fence, then 2 cattle, something like that. Pretty good. Bit stronger for him than for me. Yeah, I really wanted to hold it until round 14, but if I didn't start player then when was I going to? And was it worth it to gain Plauso? I hope so. I'm not sure. So Payne going on Reno. He's probably, and then he's doing 2 resource actions. And then Plauso maybe, or 2 cattle? No, not 2 cattle. I don't know. I would have guessed that he's going to go on Reno and Plauso and stuff like that, but apparently not. So I think I need to take 4 clay, because if I don't, Chris can Reno ahead of me, and then that 3 stone gets blocked. And Payne is going to go on Reno fence, so that means I need to do normal fencing. Chris does cattle. Yeah, if you compare No Potato to Home Zoo has a payout of 3 bonus points at most, and it costs you 2 building resources to play. No Potato costs 0 building resources. It's really it's very silly. Very silly. Do I fence here or do I fence next round? I could get 1 more fiddler wood. It's probably worth holding out for that extra point. There might be 2 extra points if I don't get on another plow action. Chris saying he thinks mansion. No, I think he's just going to try to build 2 more stone rooms. Because... Oh, maybe. I don't know. Because each of those rooms would be 2 stone each, right? Because you discount, or 3 stone, you discount 1 with Frankie Pile. Yeah, 2 stone each with Frankie Pile. Although, place the stone from the space in your supply. So he's going to get him, I don't know. What do I do here? Not take building resources. So what do I eat here? I'm going to need to eat something. That gets harvested. Those get harvested. That gets harvested. Do I eat a raw grain? No, probably better to try and bake it if I play so bake. So I could eat a vegetable and then get it back. Yeah, 5 food and a vegetable. And that'll go up. That'll go up. Plauso's still unoccupied, which is pretty silly. Not too often Plauso is this uncontested. So that makes a pretty big difference for fieldsmen. Pretty big. I was going to look up when I played my last game to see if I uploaded that video or not. Because I was... Oh yeah, this game. Where I first picked Morning Trader. And then Wellfly first picked Sycophant. Something else. Oh, thank you, D-Mark. Totally forgot about that. For an extra point. Don't think it's going to matter though, because Ken's just got too much compared to me. The big difference between Ken and I is the no potato. I would be happy against Ken except for the no potato. And he's actually going to use feed pellets. Wow. It's been a while since that has happened. Chris can use saxophone here to get plow and family growth. So he can saxophone on Reno, which is exactly what I planned on doing. Oh, no he is not. Okay. Does he have pottery? Oh, he has pottery. Okay. So that clay is worth other stuff to him. So I think I'm going to bank on Chris not renovating, because I don't think it's worth anything to him to do so. So I'll go on plow sow. Yep. Sow a vegetable. Sow grain. Sow another grain over here. That works. So I have two extra grain, so I can eat 2 grain for no negative, or three. I have 3 extra grain, because I'm sitting at 11 right now. So 3 grain, 1 food. Then I need 4 total. So if I eat a reed, that puts me at 7. So I only need to get 1 food this round. Ideally, I would get a food doing something I already want to do. So when I reno, I'll play Strawberry Patch. I might have to just take one food in some manner, which is a little unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Oh, Bureaucrat. He's going to use Bureaucrat on the Reno space. I see. So he probably does Plow here. No, he does Reno. Oh. For 2 points. Really did not think. All right, Bureaucrat. Hmm. Yeah, that card is pretty strong as well. So I chose Plowso over Reno. Reno's 3 points. Plowso was probably more than 3 points. It was probably 3 points and some food. But it depends on whether I run out of actions or not, because if I run out of moves to do Strawberry Patch and take Boar and whatever, that makes a difference. So Payne's going to do a 3-point move with his last action for another stone. I guess I put a clay on Hunger Wall. Whatever, it gives Chris a point, but saves me an action. So I do a reed plus my 3 grain plus 1 food and clay. And that's the rest of my moves. So I'll take Boar for 2 points. And then I'll play Strawberry Patch. And yeah, getting Reno or not getting Reno ends up being about the same. Yeah, so if I was Chris, my first action is Reno Saxophone to occupy these 2 spaces, because then you prevent me from going there. What improvement did Ken just play? Oh, did he? think I'm okay to move him. Actually, with Bureaucrat, the nice thing you can do is even if Payne had blocked Renault, you can use Bureaucrat to go on Renault and then block the other spaces. Yeah. Also, the saxophone is a beautiful and majestic instrument. I resent the implication that people would run from it. Well, maybe it's not majestic. Maybe it's something else. It's smooth. That's just jazz words, though. Yeah, I don't think I have anything better than Strawberry Patch here. Oh, hey, I get a food and a wood if I want. Let's see, food, 3G, R, C2 wall. Get a point here, get a point here. So let's see how my score ends. Probably not good. Yeah, 44. Not very good. I missed out on getting to 4 rooms with Tower Builder. I missed out on getting to stone, obviously. I missed out on getting to 5 people. Getting to 5 people and getting stone. Probably those two. Yeah, and then I just have too many dead cards in my hand. Home Zoo, first pick Home Zoo. Golem, unplayed. St. Nick. So I probably valued the cards really poorly this game. Yeah, Ken ends with 57. And Payne ties with me for last. So Chris at 48, and then Payne and I are at 44, and Ken hits 57. Yeah. I wonder why people don't like playing these decks. 292, 254. Oh, Landscape Gardener is fine. Sunrise Herder. Actually only 2.4 power. Worse than Immigrant Son and Art Director. And then Fiddler over Plowmaker. Might have been a mistake. Nicholas is only 2.9 over Small Scale Farmer. So here I took Tower Builder over Wealthy European. Art Director, Master Shepherd. Is only 1.6 power. Okay, so my miners were just pretty terrible, I guess. Green card, though. I'm surprised it's only 2.4. Home Zoo, yeah. Okay. But, I mean, I didn't need sack card or horse, I don't think. Strawberry Patch is probably fine. Yeah, I don't know. Cooking Hearth would have been useful for me. Would have been quite useful. Yeah, my cards were all generally very weak. I didn't have the opportunity. My best card was Landscape Gardener by large margin. And I could have taken Immigrant Son, but I chose not to. Although with how poor my occupations were, Immigrant Son might not have been. Anyways, don't need to dwell on this too much anymore. Um, this is just a reminder of why I don't play CZ and WL and those stuff, because I mean, maybe Weekend Warrior, maybe Weekend Worker is not broken. Um, yeah, I think people don't know this. I don't like when people don't know the strengths of cards, because I don't think they value stuff correctly. Like, let's take a look at Chris's draft, because Ken is saying he got past Weekend Worker, which Weekend Worker stronger by Bureaucrat by quite a bit, and then he took Clay Worker over two stronger cards. I mean, Clay Worker is probably more forgivable. And then he took Tinsmith because of the combo with Clay Worker. But I mean, Wood Carver, Wealthy European, Tower Builder. You have so many reasons not to do that. Tower Builder plus Weekend Worker. You could do that. It would be pretty strong. And then you get Small Scale Farmer on the rebound. Yeah. Okay, Plowmaker is better than Thatcher, but I think passing Thatcher to the Weekend Worker is just like, you can't do that and expect to win, because that one read is so perfect for them. Because he has to pay one read for his first room, and then that's it. Oh well, that's what happens sometimes. Yeah, and then second pick, Hunger Wall here over Broom. I mean, I can understand why people don't go for Broom, but I think passing this like, okay, imagine it was, I don't know, what's a similarly strong card? Lady in Waiting. Imagine it's 4.1 Lady in Waiting, and he picked Bureaucrat over it. I mean, you would say that was the wrong decision. Anyways, that's just the way it goes sometime. Yeah, so Ken got... Yeah, there weren't very many cards over 4.0 power. No Potato 5.6. Yeah, what a surprise. Weren't too many cards over 4.6 power. What were the cards over 4? No Potato, and then Perpetual Student and Weekend Worker and Immigrant Son, which didn't even end up being played. Yeah, I got nothing over 4, right? And Pain. Yeah, I'm checking to see if I was right when I told Ken he got the 2 strongest cards in the draft. He might have got the 3 strongest cards in the draft with Perpetual Student. Immigrant Son, yeah, it depends how you rank Immigrant Son, which I think is good. Oh, he got Frankie Pyle. Okay, so Frankie Pyle is yeah, I guess Frankie Pyle's strong. But Pain, I don't know. Why? I guess he didn't take it. He didn't know about. He didn't have Thatcher, of course. Hmm. Okay, so maybe he had 3 of the 4 most powerful cards. I should amend my statement so that it's more correct. Yeah, Chris had Goose Pawn, but that's it. Yep. So that helps. And then, what was it? Second Family Growth, round 6. And then also, I mean, 2, if we could have starved him. Like, I could have starved him if I had taken Boar, the 3 Boar. But if I do that, I mean, my actions are pretty valuable, so I don't know. I did need a boar action later on in the game, so probably should have done that. Probably should have recognized Ken as my biggest threat and then tried to starve him. Anyways, um, that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching, you guys. I'll hang around and chat a bit if you have any questions. I'll see you guys next time.